Hello everyone, welcome to another video. We're gonna talk about Kunimitsu today, and there's no camera today because I'm tired. I'm really tired. Ever since season 4 I've been working on so much stuff that I see frame data in my sleep. So please show me some love. But alright, let's talk about Kunimitsu now. I really like Kunimitsu, I gotta say. Her redesign is contemporary, catering to a young audience, I might say, but most importantly, her gameplay looks so fun. She's flashy, she has a move list full of pokes, she doesn't have any cheap OP moves. So despite being a tricky character, she's a fair character compared to characters like Season 3 Leroy and Fakumram. She's all about poking and slowly frustrating the opponent, and she has great Valkyrie in her combos. I'll show you some combos as well at the end of the video. Her move list is a bit inspired by Yoshi, you know, she has some legacy moves they share together. And it also is inspired by Noctis, like she's using daggers and she's got a lot of Noctis-like moves like the dagger throw or 222, which gives me Noctis flashbacks. And she has a couple of unique stances, a pretty strong backturn stance, and she even has a Dragon Punch input, Crouch Dash 2. It's a really good punisher actually. She got tons of new moves since Attack 2. Now she really feels like a complete character, but with an obvious flaw. She doesn't have a good oppressive low poke, and I like it that way. She's not your basic good at everything character. In this guide, I'm not gonna talk about her whole move list in detail because it's still early. She's a new character, so we don't know much about her yet, but I will talk about the core of her gameplay. This is how I learn characters. I learn their noteworthy important stuff first, and once I get used to those moves, I start using their niche moves. So this guide will give you a strong, basic guideline for playing Kunimitsu. So let's start with her punishment first. For 10 frames she has 1-2-2, plus 4 on hit. She can cancel it to backturn stance with holding back. For 12 frames we have 4-2, and I really like this one because it goes to backturn stance at plus 6 frames and it has decent range. Another option is 2-2, but I think 4-2 is superior because her backturn stance is surprisingly good. For 13 we have forward 2-3, which is a knockdown move, good range as well. For 14 we have her Dragon Punch, Crouch Dash 2. For 15 we have two options, up 4-3 or up 4-3-4, or her down 4-2, which it seems like it has a bit more range than her hop kick. And to me it feels like they buffed her hop kick range seriously since Stack 2. So that's good. She also has this big launcher, a back 3+4 for those extremely punishable moves. And you can get a beefy combo here. Oops. And her crouch punishment is alright, I guess. We have down back 1 for 10 frames, while standing 4 for 11. Doesn't do much. It's not really a good while standing 4. But for 13 she has while standing 1-1, which is hit confirmable. For 14 she has while standing 2-4, and this wall splats. And it goes to her Setsunrake stance if you hold forward. So you get some additional pressure here. For 15 we have two options. You can hop kick or while standing 3. While standing 3 deals 3 more points of damage though. But I feel like the hop kick gives better combo routes because it launches higher. for stuff with pushback, she actually has a lot of options. Quarter circle forward 2, for example. This is quite a good Oki tool as well. Down forward 2, which obviously has less range than quarter circle forward 2. You can do crouch dash 2 if you're good with the inputs, or you can do forward 2, forward 2, which is a knockdown. You get a guaranteed hit afterwards, like quarter circle forward 2 or forward 2. As you can see, the first hit is a 9 frame attack, but you know, who's gonna be able to input it that fast? But you know, moves with pushback usually aren't a -10 or -12 on block. They're about -15 and more on block. So you have plenty of time to input forward 2. I'd say this is her most reliable and easiest range to block Punisher. That's how I feel. Or we have quarter circle forward 1. That's an easy one as well. And look at the range. It hits across the whole stage. So it's a really foolproof Punisher. It's an amazing whiff Punisher as well, of course. This is my most spammed move right now with Kunimitsu because nobody knows it's -11 on block yet. Quarter circle forward 1, yeah. Alright, now let's move on to her whiff Punishers. Here she has several options as well. You can never go wrong with her jab string 1 2 2 or 4 2. I'd say I'm gonna love 4 2 because of the backturn transition. I love it already. We have forward 2 or down forward 2, up forward 3, forward 2 3, dragon punch, or of course quarter circle forward 1, my favorite. Let's talk about some of her important moves now, but let me turn on Rage first. Down 1+2 is her Rage Art, your standard mid Rage Art with pretty good range. With an epic animation. And then we have forward 2 3, which is her Rage Drive. This is +6 on block. It's so similar to Nina's Rage Drive. It works in the same way in combos as well. So as you can see, it wall carries really far. It's gonna be an essential tool for her combos, I'd say. And then we have back 2. 17 frame fast homing move. It screws in combos and it's a power crush. It used to be -10 on block, but now since it's a power crush, it's -13. Still, I love this move very much. Forward 3+4, 18 frames fast, high homing move, only -2 on block and counter hit launches. Back 2 and forward 3+4, I'd say they are her best homing moves, and they always were intact too, so that remains unchanged. Then we have set 2, also an essential tool for Kunimitsu. Safe on block, really fast, also tail spins, and it counter hit launches. Well, that was a simple combo. Then we have forward 2. This is her main ground hitting tool in this game. She struggled with ground hitting tools in Tag 2. She didn't have any reliable tools that hit the opponent grounded, but this does, and it flips over the opponent and it counter hit launches. And it's only -10 on block, so that's good. Then we have Up back 2. This is... I like this move. It's not cheap like Leroy's 12 frame mid. This is a 13 frame high. Decent range. And it has a counter hit animation. So I'd say this is gonna be a decent counter hit tool against mashy opponents. And then we have her wall bounce. Down back 1+2. As you can see, this is a backswing blow. It's minus 14 on block. It's kind of underwhelming, to be honest. It's really slow at 27 frames. I don't think I'm gonna use this as much, but it's okay. And then she has parries. Back 1+3. Back 1+2 actually has the same parry animation, even though the startup obviously looks very different. Backturn, back 3+4. All of these are the same parry, essentially. This is how it looks like. It's an unblockable, but obviously the opponent might be able to sidestep that follow-up. Like so, and launch you. Let's talk about my favorite part of Kunimitsu's gameplay now, her pokes. Her one jab is exceptionally good. Look at the range. It's really good for a one jab. And of course, one jabs are amazing tools in Tekken because they give you a frame advantage on block, and they're usually the fastest move in a character's move list, and they recover extremely fast on whiff, so they're hard to punish on whiff. From 1-1, she has 3 mid extensions, and all of these mid extensions are available also from set 1-2 as follow-ups and backturn 1-2. So let's talk about those extensions a little more. 1-1-1 is minus 11, it screws. It's natural on counter hit, but only if the second hit was a counter hit. The second extension is 1-1-2. Now this one is a safe mid. I prefer this over the first one in the neutral since it's safe. Also natural if the second hit was a counter hit. And then she has 1-1-4. Now let me show you that this is plus on block. It's probably Kunimitsu's only plus on block move outside of her running 3. Plus 3 on block, so it's decent. Definitely gonna love this one. And then she can go to Katon stance with 1-1-1+2. This is a new stance. I don't see it as being very useful. You can go to Katon just by pressing 1+2 on its own. But the only useful move I found in Katon is Katon 1, where on counter hit it's plus 12. So it gives Kuni a guaranteed forward 2 or a guaranteed forward 2. Let's see if I can connect that. There we go. What else do we have here? I have my spreadsheet here that I wrote for myself. 1-2-4. This one is all guaranteed at the wall on counter hit. It's natural on counter hit. So it's gonna be a really good wall tool. Except the downside is that it's unsafe. It's minus 14 on block. So that's a downside. Otherwise, you can risk it versus mashy opponents, I'd say. Then we have, of course, her down forward 1. Her main mid poke. The range seems nerfed compared to Tag 2 to me, but it's still a decent mid poke. It tracks to her right, it's minus 1 on block, plus 5 on hit, and has a safe counter hit launching high extension with down forward 1-3. So she has options from down forward 1, and she also has down forward 2-2. And this is also guaranteed on counter hit, just like 1, 2, 4. Oops, I missed the wall combo there. Never mind. My point is, it wall splats on counter hit, and it's also minus 14 on block, just like 1, 2, 4. Then we have down forward 4. Really long ranged, 12 frame mid poke. Your standard down forward 4 keep out tool. It tracks, I don't know if it tracks actually, but I'm not gonna test it right now. Still a good keep out tool. And then we have set 1, 2. This is such an iconic Kunimitsu move. Set 1 is a safe high, and the follow-up, set 2, is hit confirmable. If you see the 1 hitting, you can just input 2. And then of course, you can follow up with mid extensions. Then we have forward 4. This is a 15 frames fast mid. Tracks to her right, and it goes to her Setsunogaki stance with holding forward. I'm gonna talk about set stance a bit later on. Then we have quite an unorthodox poke with down back 2, 4, 2. This is a poke string. All hits are safe. The first 2 hits are natural on hit. The third hit is interruptible though. The first 2 hits are Gucci though. And the nice thing about the first hit is that it goes into full crouch, and she does have a full crouch game, which we will talk about later as well. I say it's sort of like Alisa's back 1, where you fish for a down back 2 on hit, you take your +7 frame advantage, and then you go for full crouch mix-ups. And of course the extensions discourage opponents from trying to interrupt you. And then we have down back 3, 3. Wait, let me talk about down 4 first. It's a standard generic down 4, but it's a really good low poke, even though it doesn't deal much damage. It's 12 frames fast, it goes under highs, that's why it's so good. I'd say down back 3, 3 is her main low poke, just like it was in Tag 2. The frames on it are terrible. It has several hits, but only the first 2 hits are natural on hit. The frames are terrible, as I said. It's launch punishable on block, -7 on hit, so yeah, it's quite bad. But she does have a couple of options from this string. It goes to full crouch for her full crouch game, and if the opponent catches on and tries to interrupt you, then you can just continue with the string. Or input 4 in between, which is a safe mid extension. And then we have back 4. This is a slow-ish mid poke, but it goes to backturn stance and it's +6. A similar mid poke is set 4. Back 4, 3 discourages opponents from trying to interrupt. It also tracks to her left. Of course, the second hit is natural on hit, but it's -16 on block, so be careful with it. And she has a similar extensions from set 4. Set 4, 3. This one is safer on block. -13, I think. I already talked about her 2 best moves from set stance, but I forgot to mention that it doesn't have many transitions. Like, you can't transition to set stance from many moves, but just going to set stance on its own from inputting forward 3 is perfectly fine, and it's a great way of closing distance between you and the opponent and then start harassing them. Let's talk about her backturn stance now. It's been buffed quite a lot since Tag 2 actually. I'm gonna list a couple of backturn transitions now. For example, back 3+4 is her manual backturn transition. 4-2 is probably her best one, most reliable one, because it's a punisher, so if you aren't late with your punisher, it's always gonna hit and give you +6 frames into backturn stance. We have sidestep 2, back. It's alright, +6 on hit as well. Then we have set 4. Back 4, I already talked about these two moves. 1, 2, 2 back, of course. 2, 2, 2, 2 back, but I don't see this as being useful because the opponent can duck the third hit or the fourth hit. I don't know which one is it now, but as you can see, it has some highs in there. So it's unsafe. You can go there from Katon as well with holding back, which I was so confused when a Kunimitsu player did this to me in ranked. I had no idea what's going on. She looks like she's about to do something, but she doesn't. And then we have down 4 3+4 back and forward 4 3+4 back. But these two are a bit less useful. And let's talk about her back turn moves now. And oh boy, she has her jab strings like from neutral. I already talked about those, but let's talk about the 5 really important moves here. Backturn 4. This is like a bootleg Magic 4, but it comes from Backturn stance. 13 frames fast. Homing move, wall splats of course, since it's a tailspin. It knocks down on counter hit. And then we have Backturn 1+2. This is my favorite mid from Backturn stance. 14 frames fast. Safe. Tracks to her left. Yeah, it's one of her best backturn options. Also, I might add that a lot of her backturn options track to her left. So they're supposed to sidestep her to the opposite side to avoid her backturn stuff. Then we have Backturn 4 1+2. It's a launcher, mid launcher, -12 on block. Not my favorite move, but she doesn't have many straight up just mid launchers like this one. And she does have a couple of threatening lows in the stance. In case they start ducking you might catch them with the mid launcher. Backturn down 4. This has been buffed since Tag 2. You cannot cancel the second hit, but in Tag 2, if the first hit, they could still block the second hit. Now it's natural on hit. They cannot block the second hit anymore if the first hit. But if they block the first hit, they can still low parry the second one and launch you. It's +1 on hit and forces the opponent into crouching, which is quite annoying, I might say. Doesn't do anything on counter hit. Then we have Backturn down 2. This is so good. 17 frames fast, +3 on hit. And it counter hits for a guaranteed 4-4-2. It has some high evasion. It does go at least under jabs. And it tracks to her left, of course. And then we have something very cheap here that surprised me when I figured it out. She has a command backturn throw. Backturn 1-4 or Backturn 1-3. Actually this is, yeah, Backturn 1-4 or Backturn 2-3. It's the same command throw with a 1+2 break. And she also has generic backturn throws, you know, her generic 1+3 throw and her generic 2+4 throw. And these are broken either by pressing 1 or 2. But the trick here is that the command throw, broken by 1+2, and the generic throws all have the same animations. She extends her arms the same way and with all the 3 throws. This means that if you go for a throw with Kunimitsu, the opponent can't tell which throw you're doing, so they have to guess the break correctly. It's a 50-50. And you know, Xiaoyu had this in Tag 2. They took this backturn throw game away from Xiaoyu and they gave it to Kunimitsu. Which makes me like Kunimitsu even more, because I really miss this on Xiaoyu. So yeah, mix up all these backturn moves and you're good. Last but not least, let's talk about her full crouch game. She has a number of moves that transition into full crouch. For example, down back 2, as we said already, set down, down 4 of course. We also have down 4, 3, 2. This is a mid-low string, but if you hold it down, she goes to full crouch. For some tricks, then we have down back 4, 4. Down back 3, 3. Sorry. Or for example, even up forward 2 down cancels into full crouch. And she has 2 good lows here. This new low poke, full crouch down forward 2, is slow-ish, but it's +2 on hit, only -11 on block, so it's really safe. +15 on counter hit with that toe stun animation. Full crouch down forward 3 is a big knockdown low from full crouch, gives a guaranteed forward 2, and it's launch punishable on block. I'm pretty sure it still staggers, and if they start ducking, you can do your wall standing mids like wall standing 4, wall standing 1, 1, or if you're feeling confident, you can go for wall standing 3 or maybe even a hop kick to launch them. Let's move on to her combos now. I'll start with her wall combos. Your basic wall combo is 1 down forward 1 into down 2 1. Down 2 1 2 1 plus 2. Yeah, that's the input. Or you can sometimes connect even back 1 down forward 1 into the down 2 string for a bit more damage, but just go with the jab if you want to be safe, because you might drop the back one. She has many combo options in the open. I'll link an early Kunimitsu spreadsheet to you guys in this video's description, but I'll also talk about some staple combos that I'm gonna use that I find really easy to do, and they have good damage. Firstly, let's talk about her tailspins. I think her main tailspin moving combos will be set 1 2 1, maybe even set 2, and she has about 3 important enders after screw. The input will be dash forward 4 after screw, hold forward to katon, and then up forward 4. It's like this throw animation. Then we have forward 4 dash forward into katon 4 3 for wall carry, and then we have forward 4 dash forward into katon 1 into Korusuku forward 1, and that's her most damaging combo ender, it seems, but it also switches sides. So let me show you a staple here. Simple, easy, 61 points of damage. A more damaging route would be something like this for 66 damage, and that was down forward 2, up forward 3 4, forward 4 forward 1 1 2 1 set into the ender. Then this would be my staple crouch dash 2 combo. $62 points of damage, works on everyone. This would be my hop kick staple. My counter hit set 2 combo, where you connect set 4 as a pickup. And a low parry combo. And that's gonna be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my content. Check out my other social media in the links down below. And take care. Bye guys. I'll see you next time.